I chose the right design, and then I said, okay, take it or leave it. I have to do it, and if the artist made a mistake, and if it's ugly, then I have to stand to it. You know, it's done. You can't erase it. To be honest, a bit triggered, a bit triggered, but I have to be professional at the same time, because when you're different, the tendency, people would look at you, and of course, if you're not the same as other people, they would really call your attention that, hey, why do you have that? You know, you're not allowed to have that. Just be proud of who you are, you know? Like, I think that's what's missing right now in the younger generation, and that's why younger generation experiences like, you know, mental breakdowns and, you know, depression and anxiety, because one of the factors is they can't express themselves. My name is Grace Gonzales, and I'm currently working as one of the professors in one of the biggest universities in Bacolod City. Background, basically I'm more under hospitality management and tourism, and I've been abroad for 13 years, and then came back here in Bacolod and then practicing right now. I actually wanted to have tattoos when I was younger, like around high school, but then my dad was so strict, and my mother was very religious, so definitely we can't have tattoos. Like, I can't have at an early age. Then I started around 28. So I was already working, I was a professional, I was abroad, and you know, you have your own money. So I started doing tattoos. First tattoo was an angel, and then with a cross. Yeah, so a kneeling angel. Well, I think the significance of the tattoo, it's very important to look for the perfect tattoo as a first-timer. But then, obviously, I would like it to be very extravagant and huge. So what I did is I did half of my back. And the significance of that is more on life's hardship, you know, the life that I've been through for several years. And then basically my belief and my faith that really helped me out in my life. At first, I was quite worried because they might judge me. They might judge me because I'm a female, and then I was in the Middle East, and you know, we're quite restricted as females in that region. So what happened was I really planned it like for several months, almost a year, and then I chose the right design. And then I said, okay, take it or leave it. I have to do it, and if the artist made a mistake, and if it's ugly, then I have to stand to it. You know, it's done. You can't erase it. So when we started, it was December, and then it was so painful. Of course, it was the first time that I had my tattoos, and yeah, I set my mind to it, and then I have to make sure that no matter how they judge me, I have to make sure that I take a stand. You know, like if they judge me, well, it was my decision, so you can't react to it. Yeah, it's actually quite challenging. I never expected to become a teacher or an educator, because what I really wanted was just to practice, you know, in the industry. And then I think it's more of a calling for me. Of course, first I was quite hesitant because, like, during our years or generation, it was not so acceptable that professors or teachers or educators have tattoos. So I said, okay, if they would accept me, then I'll go for it. And then if they would say, like, no, you can't because you have tattoos, then, you know, it's not the right calling for me. And then, yeah, after the interview, they actually hired me the following day. So today's the interview, the following day, they told me that you got hired. But of course, I have to make sure that I follow the ethics as well. Actually, they did not ask me about my tattoos, to be honest. And I'm very thankful. They were very welcoming, like the academy itself, like the school university itself. They never asked me about my tattoos. They never asked me like how big my tattoos are. They never asked me like when did I have my tattoos, like any concerns. Nothing. They did not say anything. And I think that's one of the positive, positive side of the university that I'm with. They never ask anything about my tattoos. However, the students, of course, at first I have to hide it from the students. You can't be all out, you can't expose yourself like directly that, hey, I've got tattoos. You can't be like that. So you have to, of course, cover up a bit. You have to be professional when you're facing your students. So when you see me in school, I'll be all covered up with my suit, and yeah, I have to look professional. In my school right now, the university that I'm with, I've never really experienced that they ask any questions about my tattoos. But of course, you can see how they look at you. People, when they see that you're different, you have your own style, you have your own individuality and authenticity, at times people would start asking questions like, why do you look like that? You are a teacher, you're a professor, you shouldn't be having those. But so far, not really directly in my face that they would be asking me questions like that. But sad to say, other universities, other schools, I've heard them like asking questions like, you're teaching, why do you have tattoos? Like, that's not allowed in our university. Yeah, I was asked a question by one of the head teachers from other universities that I've known like for a while. And then she asked me a question like, how come you have like tattoos? That's not allowed in their university. And then the way that I responded back to her, I told her that, our school is more of student-centered. So it's not the way that you look like, it's not about the tattoos, but the way that you teach your students and teach them values, beliefs, and the experience that I had in the industry. To be honest, a bit triggered. A bit triggered, but I have to be professional at the same time. Because when you're different, the tendency, people would look at you. And of course, if you're not the same as other people, they would really call your attention that, hey, why do you have that? You're not allowed to have that. But of course, now the generation is different. And we have to allow people to grow and progress in terms of individuality and in terms of authenticity as well, in the way that they express themselves. For me, I'm more of really advocacy. I like educating people, and I want to spread awareness basically. And for the upcoming generation who want to teach, however they plan to have tattoos, in real honesty, it shouldn't be a problem. But then in the real world, how society looks at it, at times we're very careful of how the society would look at us. So the only way that I can tell them, like if they really want to teach and they have tattoos, is as long as you look professional when you're teaching, and you are capable, that you are capable of teaching because of the criteria, because of the requirements of being a professor and a teacher. Of course, you have to know what you're talking about and what you're teaching in school. And just be proud of who you are, Like, I think that's what's missing right now in the younger generation, and that's why younger generation experiences like, mental breakdowns and, depression and anxiety. Because one of the factors is they can't express themselves. They can't be themselves. And they can't vocalize how they feel, they can't vocalize, what they think, and express it through their exterior as well. And I think if they want to teach, they can, as long as they are still professional, even though with tattoos. I would rather not advise to have tattoos which are very visible, like for example in the neck, especially if the course that you're taking, you're more on of service and you're very visible to the people and customer based. So you have to be very careful that it's not too visible. But you can have tattoos. I think they have a saying, there's a proper way of dressing up. So you have to make sure that you're dressed up in the right occasion, right venue. As a Catholic school, our mission and vision, actually in the university, it promotes more of to the community, engagement to the community, as well as faith, and the personality of the student itself to engage. I think it's very tricky at times when it comes to religion. Religion, it's a topic that you can't really discuss it because nobody wins. But I think in a religious background, I think it's written in the Bible as well that we can't judge people based on their appearance. So I think you can correlate to that. So you can never judge a person based on how they look like, based on their choice. And it's not written in the Bible that you're a sinner if you have tattoos. So I think it's by faith and how you engage with the people, how you help people, and how you are in intentions as well. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. And as of I know, it's not a factor, to be honest. Unless of course, because of social stereotyping, unless the evaluator thinks differently of the tattoos and the person that has tattoos. Like in the Philippines, we don't have a law that protects applicants, especially applicants that has tattoos. And that's what's lacking in the Philippines right now. But of course, because of the biases and the religious biases as well, it's quite challenging. But it shouldn't be a concern. It shouldn't be included in the assessment, and you shouldn't be assessed based on the tattoos that you have and how you look like. For me personally, I'm more for advocacy. So I really promote, spread awareness and education when it comes to biases, and that's one of my advocacies. And I think proper education and awareness helps a lot. Like for example, biases now, when they say that you have tattoos, they thought that you're coming from the jail. You came from jail. And it's quite challenging at times to explain to people. When I first came back here 2017, I had my tattoos already. And then people would look at me, and then my mom would say, "Why are they staring at you?" It's like, let them stare, let them stare, let them stare. And I think proper education and then awareness as well, and advocating more on individuality, inclusivity, and authenticity. I think we really have to spread awareness regarding that it shouldn't be a problem if you have tattoos. What's important is what you know, what you do in the community, and you as a person. I think the message that I would give to the community or to the people who has been judged because of their tattoos is you really have to stay strong, because you chose this. You wanted to express yourself. You want to show people that you have your own individuality and authenticity. So whether they say yes, they like it, whether they say no, I don't like it, you have to take a stand. And there are other people that would love it, and then there are other people who wouldn't love it. But the most important thing is how you think about yourself internally, and the way that you express yourself. Because by the end of the day, you can't please everyone.